The gradient or slope of a straight line is the measure of the steepness of the line. It is defined as the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change. The greater the numerical value of a gradient, the steeper the line. If a line slopes upwards to the right, its gradient is positive or increasing. From this graph, the gradient of L1 is greater than the gradient of L2 as L1 is steeper than L2. If the gradient of the line slopes downwards to the right, the gradient is negative or decreasing. In this graph, the gradient of L1 is greater than L2 as it is steeper than L2. For a horizontal line, its gradient is 0 since there is no vertical change. For a vertical line, the gradient is undefined as there is no horizontal change. Given that the gradient of a linear graph is the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change, we can calculate the gradient by taking y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2, where y1, y2, x1, and x2 refers to the y coordinates and x coordinates in two sets of coordinates x1, y1, and x2, y2. For example, in this graph, we have two coordinates, -4, 0, and 4, 8. To calculate the gradient, we can use this formula. y1 is the y-coordinate of one of the coordinates. In this case, we let y1 be 8 and y2 be 0. Similarly, x1 is the x-coordinate of one of the two coordinates. In this case, we let x1 be 4. x2 and y2 would be the x and y coordinates for the second coordinate. Solving this, we will get the gradient equals to 1. A point of carelessness is that some students would let the change of gradient be the change in x divided by the change in y. This is incorrect. The gradient is always calculated in change in vertical over the change in horizontal.